Hello there, people of YouTube. This is Joltster109, and I'm bringing you part 4 of Awoken. Oh, geez Louise, squeeze the cheese. Shoot, I had another one. Dang it. Shoot. Dang it. I had it on my mind a few days ago. I totally forgot. Anyways, I am bringing you part 4 of Awoken. Last time on Awoken, there was some intense shit going on with our unnamed person, Pony, and the amount of responsibility that he had to face now that he's like directly underneath Rainbow Dash. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know what the dealio is, so let's just get this on the road. This is going to be a little bit shorter of a reaction, because I think it's... Let me check. Can I check? It's 18 minutes long, and it actually means like it's like 10 minutes at most, because I know Scribbler talks at the end of these. So I'm going to skip out on that little tidbit at the end. Anyways, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Oh, geez Louise, squeeze the cheese. There was a third one I had. I don't remember what it was. Okay, anyways. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. No snacks today for me. Just water. Just frozen water.
Ponytails.
Okay.
Read by Scribbler.
Scribbler! Oh yeah, forgot about that. There we go. Alright. What do we have in store today? Oh, again with the build-up for nothing. Here we go. I'm just going to be playing around with Motor Master today, who has drag strip attached to him because I don't have the other Stunticons.
To prove my loyalty to the pony who most embodied it, indeed, who carried that element of harmony, I had to kill just one more innocent soul.
Oh god, now what?
Just one. That was all. What was one more life to me? It had been a week, and the new shipment of Spectre donors had arrived on time. One from the group had been pulled away to my new office for a demonstration. The title emblazoned above my door stated that I was the official wing remover.
Oh, I forgot!
3 hoops away,
God.
the small desk cam filmed my every move, taking the footage and then projecting it up on a big screen that had been mounted on an unused ledge of the Pegasus device. I could tell that I was being glared at hatefully by a few hundred sets of eyes on the factory floor. Yet in all of that, the one pair that mattered was the Overmares. I knew deep down that if I could perform the task of dismembering a Pegasus in front of the whole factory, her suspicions of my loyalty would be dismissed. The guards had knocked the filly out during transit. She slumped, unconscious, in her restraints, a small bundle of white feathers and yellow mane. Her eyes beneath her lids were flickering as she returned to consciousness. The Pegasus beneath me was strapped to a rotating operating table. She struggled against her bindings, trying in vain to get away, to break free and escape. The metal restraints held firm. Mounting the table, I grabbed a hoof-fitted saw blade and slipped it on. It fit surprisingly comfortably. Raising it high so she could see, I started it up. She froze at the whirring noise and whirling blade, shocked into silence. She hadn't seen the sign above the door. Hadn't been Rainbow Dash explained to the others what was going to happen to them all. The filly's coat was pure white, untainted by the grime of the factory, a color that would now forever be lost. From beneath her downy chest fur, I could see her heart beating ridiculously fast. Forcing my present emotions to leave me, I allowed the familiar feeling of emptiness to creep in. It spread, starting in my head, but then rolling over me to affect my whole body. Stealing my heart and stabilizing my breathing, I rotated the operating table to get a better angle. I had practiced only on corpses so far. This was my first live subject. The Pegasus looked at me through eyes, unfocused by terror and stupor. She was still semi-stunned.
What are you gonna do?
I didn't reply, fearing that if I did, all my emotions would come rushing back and ruin any chance I had of performing my task. Slowly, I brought the humming saw down to the joint where the wing connected to the body. Her voice twisted into a pain-filled scream as my saw cut into it.
Oh my
The noise
god!
was shrill and packed with panic. Using every ounce of control I could muster, I forced myself to ignore her screeching as I carried on. My blade cut down further, easily slicing through skin, hitching a little on the thin tendons. They snapped back, allowing me at the bone beneath. The filly convulsed wildly. The saw jarred as it cut into the bone and went through to the marrow. Gouts of blood fountained from the wound, splashing against my apron and face mask. I couldn't take it much longer. Closing my eyes tightly, I pushed hard down on the saw, ripping through the bone and striking the metal table beneath in a flurry of sparks.
Was that the
I
snapping?
hit the button to power down the saw.
Was that pop the sound of it falling off?
Silence. Blissful silence. Confronted by an overload of pain, the white filly had passed out. If I was lucky, the poor soul would be unconscious until the operation ended.
I have this here.
Oh no, please,
She begged me to stop as I brought the saw to her other joint.
please don't. It hurts, please.
She began to cry, and I felt my Fascade crumble in a way it hadn't any time I had put a pony like her to death before. Killing seemed so much simpler than slowly stripping away the things that made the basic fabric of what she was. What I was. How would I feel if the workers had taken my wings when I first arrived, before I'd had the chance to prove myself? Emotion swept back into me like a torrential strike.
This is
The
one wing,
world
right?
tilted. If it weren't for the fact that I was leaning over the table, I would have most definitely fallen to the blood-slickened floor. My will had failed me completely, leaving me a mere shell of my former self, cold and distraught. Yet still, I could not give up. I had only cut one wing. I had to finish what I was here to do.
I mean,
I
you
reminded
need
myself
two
about the
wings
lives
to
of
fly.
hundreds,
Don't
maybe even
why
thousands
waste
of
energy to
ponies
cut another
whose
one?
lives the Rainbow
Just
Factory
leave.
improved.
Stop!
Sacrifices always had to be made for the greater good.
What greater good is there? Stop!
Clenching my jaw until it hurt, I restarted the saw, cutting into the second wing joint.
No.
Stop! Oh my
Thrown far beyond
god!
hysteria, the little filly could only groan in agonized misery as she lost her second wing. With the operation finally done, I disposed of the wings in the nearby incinerator, making sure the camera saw. The wings were to be wasted. That was clear. They had to know that once they were gone, they would never get them back. Not by medical science or by magic. Then I brought the burning hot cauterizing poker down on the two gaping incisions in the white filly's back. A brief sizzle of burning
God
flesh and blood
damn,
flowing from the wound stopped.
Cauterizing? You're really gonna cauterize that?
Making quick work with the bandaging,
good,
I flipped the
but
blood-matted
this
filly
is
over
just gonna
and
make
wrapped
it
her up,
worse in the
laying
long
down
run.
numerous layers of gauze around her chest and wing stubs. With my task done, I injected her with a solution to induce unconsciousness.
That's
It
the
was
least you
amazing
could
she
do.
wasn't already passed out.
Make her unconscious. That's the least you could do.
The red light on the
Don't
desk
make her
panel
awake.
flickered off.
And just damn process.
I'd done it. Falling to my knees, I threw up,
God damn, the voice acting is so damn good. Stop, it's gross.
I felt disgusted with myself in a way I'd never had before. The words wouldn't come, even with the little filly asleep. I had never apologized to a victim before. This was new territory for me. I caught a whiff of burning feathers and threw up again. Rising, I trudged over to the nearby wall and turned on the water. In moments, the high-pressure jets had washed away everything except my shame. The weight of the building around me pressed down like a dead weight. I could feel the heartbeat of every Pegasus in the whole place, but not my own. I had no heart anymore. There was a mirror above the sink. I caught sight of myself, of the pony I had become. The last time I saw myself in a mirror, I had smashed my reflection, and this time, I just stared. This was me now. This is what I had become. I was assaulted by a memory of pressing a kiss to my mother's cheek when I was just a foal.
I made this vase for you myself, Mommy. It's made of cardboard, so it won't hold water real good. But next year, Daddy says he'll teach me how to use the potter's wheel so I can make you a real one.
The weight of my childhood dreams made me choke up. I had not grown up wanting to be the Wat I was now. I'd had hopes and dreams back then. The filly I'd just mutilated had hopes and dreams once too. All gone now because of me in this place. This factory and the ponies in it had taken so much from so many. The cost was too high. The thought arrived fully formed in my head, as if it had been waiting for me to catch up to it. I was getting out of there.
Wait, what? You're leaving? Oh shit! Yeah, that was very short. That was like 10 minutes right on spot. You're getting out of there. That's what he said? What? How? What are you gonna do? You know that if you end up succeeding, they're gonna hunt you down because the secret's gonna get out. Is this going where I think it's going? Oh shit! In my concluded in part 5, in my just pointless battle, I just said something that I think is gonna happen. Comments, shut up. Don't spoil this for me. I'm getting so many chills. I'm getting chills all up my spine.
That was Awoken Part 4. It was written by Synergy,
Damn!
with additional material written by Scribbler, and performed by Finish Line and Scribbler. Thank you very much for listening.
Mute. I think what I just said is gonna happen. Just a few things that could happen. Either he does make it out, and the secret gets out, and they shut down the factory. Or he doesn't, and then he ends up getting, rainbow-fied. There's stuff happening on my screen right now, but I don't know. Scribbler, don't be mad at me. kind of art is that? Gruesome. Read by Scribbler. What's left? The Devil's Trick. I don't know. I don't like gore, but at least it has purpose. Thank you for joining me, everybody. This is a very strange one. Part 5 is coming on Wednesday. Be sure to wait for that. I will see you all later. Goodbye, everybody.